the dehydrator. So just give me a second. Oh, that's why I'm, hang on. All right, now get rid of this. Now I can shut this down. Oh, stop. Simply toggle on Scan and Pay and be automatically entered. Scan and Pay. Okay, let me pop out the chat and enlarge it and make sure I'm on live chat. All right. Now, I'll be right with you. Both canners are emptied and ready to go again. All right. Now, I just gotta get this out of the way. I need to plug my phone in so it doesn't, whoa, don't knock your tea over, Beverly. There we go. Now, let's get the London Sunshine a little closer. The only thing I don't like about this model is the door opens this way and it makes for awkwardness. So now I know that people say, I want to see what you're doing. That's not what these live streams are about. These live streams are about socializing while we so I have blanched my taties and they're going on into the London Sunshine. So, oh my gosh, hang on. I can't see. I wish it would open all the way back or open to the other way. I can't really see the chat just yet, folks. There, maybe I look like you need a break. Well, I had a break. I went and had a visit with Arthur and Mel and Bubba on FaceTime. Now these slices are pretty thick, or I might have been tempted to just dehydrate the, the lemon water and dehydrate them. But this does cut them fairly thick. But then again, you don't want a wimpy sliced potato when you're making your. I may have to get out the other dehydrator. We'll see. Hey, Manette, how's it going? Barefoot Chickens, Julie, Old Critters, Candy, Kathy, Shalita, Amy, hi. How are you, darling? Linda, Kathy Ponder, Seashell. I'm so happy. If I've missed you, I am terribly sorry, but I don't really have access to get my hands over onto the computer. I'm using my laptop. I'm not stabbing you, I promise. I'm just moving you. There we go. Hey, Willows, Denise. Hey. I got back just in. Hi, Lacey. So, I've blanched these. I've reset my canners. Whoops, almost dropped one. This is for the people that need to see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to slide that in there. I'm really hoping. I've already done 30 pounds out of 80. So those two canners hold 7 quarts each, or 7 1-liter jars each. And those two canners do like 2 loads is 20. Each load is 10 pounds of potatoes. So, and some of them were too small to actually put a core through them. So I just peeled them and sliced them. And then I got to get peeling potatoes because I want to do 2 more canner loads tonight. And I will be half done. And then I can finish tomorrow. I also want to do some diced potatoes for dehydrating because I love adding them to stews rather than, cooked canned potatoes. I got my other jars out there over there. And they are slightly discolored, but they're more of a golden color. So it's not a gray thing. So I'm quite happy with the results. Where's Katie? I got Bev's book today. So excited. I caught hubby thumbing through it. Awesome. Thank you for the support. I got a nice $125 paycheck from all of you folks buying my it's a basic home, I call it a cookbook, but it's really not. It's a basic homesteading book with recipes. Recipes for boil bath canning, recipes for pressure canning, how to pressure can meat, how to make lard, how to render lard, how to make soap from your lard, the different strengths of simple syrups, the things you need to know first, basic bechamel sauces, spice mixes, you know, it's all in there, right? And then there's baking and crock pot recipes too. There's a couple of recipes in there, like my Yorkshire pudding pie. That was my own design. Maybe somebody else has done it somewhere else, but I'd never seen it done. So, and I really liked how it worked out. So, hey Becky, how's it going? It's on my list for Christmas. Oh, that, you know what? It's a little book, but I can't just write a cookbook. The next one is coming if I get time between February and between February and May, which you know is like I'll be starting seeds and all that stuff. I'm going to start on the second one. It may take me a year. That one took me a year. It may take me a year to do the second one. But the truth is now that I know that people like it, because it's a lot of information in a little book, right? I mean, laundry soap, rendering lard, making your own hot process soap in your crock pot with your home rendered lard. You know, there's you know, the proper ways to can meat and all the recipes. There's, you know, pickles and all kinds of fun stuff. And then there's, of course, my snowballs. And it's not my snowballs recipe. It came out of the Ogilvy cookbook from the 1950s, which my mother got with her stove, and I believe it was 1955 or that. But the cookbook came with the stove. And my brother got it when my dad passed away and we were dividing up dad's stuff, the stuff we wanted. My brother got the Ogilvy cookbook before I did, before I could think of it. I was too busy focusing on my table and chairs, and I'm still short a chair. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra work because you got to lay things out within the parameters of, I use Bookwrite. It's a software that lets you build the book within the parameters that the size of the book you want to do with blurb. Now, this time, I might add a few stories in there, right? I might add a few stories in there. I'm not sure if my Christmas cake's in there. I'm going to have to go through my book and figure out what isn't in there. Yeah, I'm going to have to get out my other dehydrator, I think. Hey, Tinker Bouncing! How's it going? So, and you know, if you see my moderators, Seashell and Linda Bott, putting links out and telling you where to find things and stuff, please say thank you to those ladies. They do a really wonderful job moderating. You know, and I can't thank a moderator without remembering Dallas Red, God rest her soul. But you know, these girls just this is a volunteer position, and these girls just are there, always there for me. And I want you to know I appreciate them, but I want you to appreciate what they do too. Hey, Lori! You get more out of it rendering it than if you just chop it up, unless you want to eat the cracklings. Well, I've watered rendered lard, and I've hot rendered lard, and I'm going to hot render lard in the cast iron Dutch oven for the simple, because I'm getting a pig, and I'm going to ask for the fat trimmings. And the thing about water rendering lard is it has a funny aftertaste. It really does. It's got a piggy taste. But if you cook it down in without the water, it's more true lard, right? So they are awesome moderators. They are. You're welcome. I love you guys. You know, you are the backbone of our chat system. You really are, ladies. And oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. I got one more tray. I don't know if I can get any more on here. I might see if I can't get a little bit more. I might be able to get a little bit more on here. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go get my other dehydrator. And then I got to start peeling and chopping potatoes again for canning. I want to get 2 more canner loads done tonight. And then once I shut them off, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Oh, the peel got in there somehow. There we go. Get on there. This is the last tray going in. And then I'm going to go, like I said, these are nice thick slices. And that's why some people don't blanch. I like to blanch. A, it partially cooks them. And B, and makes them cook faster when you use them in a recipe. And B, I don't know. It's just me. Just call it a peculiarity of me. Okay, let me get this turned on. Oh, it's unplugged. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. I have to plug this in, and then I have to go get my other one from the porch, okay? Oh, don't lean on that elbow there. My jars are washed. My lids are washed. I'm all ready for another canner load. All right. Now, let's unplug Sam. Howie still hasn't fixed the wall where he had to run this electric box. So, oh my goodness. He still hasn't fixed the wall. So before he fixes it, I want him to give me another box for electrical plugs. I need more electrical plugs. All right, I'll be right back. I think I only need a few trays here. I wasn't leaving you, Gracie. I wasn't leaving you, I promise. Oh. All right. Oh, shit on a stick. Yeah. Just too bad you missed that. It was quite the show. My trays just flew all over the kitchen. It's a good thing I only brought in 4. Okay, you go up there, and I have to wash the bottom tray here. Oh, give me 2 ticks. You guys all got me on a timer? You really should time me when I tell you stuff, because then you let me know how long shit takes me, because I don't pay attention. All right, here's the trays. Now let's get this one started. I brought in too many trays. All right, temperature on. That's the time we want the temperature. Fruit and vegetable setting of 131 degrees. And then we want the time, and we want 13 hours. What? All right. Oh, no, but I had the bottom tray in one hand and this one, and I was carrying these like this, and my hand gave out. So let me just get, I think I'm only going to need two trays here, maybe even only one. Now, if you only use one tray, if you're using a dehydrator like this and you're only going to use one tray, put another tray underneath it and another tray above it so that it's not getting cooked, but it's getting properly air circulated. Do you understand? Don't use just one tray. Put a tray underneath it at least, and another one on top if you can. What, Gracie? What? My goodness. He's working on the car. You and I we're race car widows. Yeah, I ain't kidding. Yeah, I'm going to get another tray. Now, stop. Please. Let's put these on the pot down here. You just came in. You've been fed. You've had treats. You've had lovin's. What have you got to complain about? Daddy's outside. I'm sorry. Nothing I could do about that. He's in the garage, and you're not allowed in the garage. Hey, Joanna. Hi. Have I missed anybody? Hi, Julie. Sue. Hi. Oh, Susie Q. Whoa, Susie Q. All right. Wow. This is almost 30 pounds of potatoes done today. But I still have the centers of these slices. Oh, maybe I will get. You know what? If you can get, you don't want to overcrowd your trays. I'm going to get 3 trays out of this. Cool, man. And when you're using something like a Nesco dehydrator like this, put the ones, even though there is good air circulation, put the heavily loaded trays on the top, because they don't get just the air, they also get the heat from the fan inside. So you want, something heavier on the top. And that way you don't necessarily need to have to rotate your trays. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to put, see what I mean? This one is lightweight. So now I'm just going to rotate my trays. Like this. And I still have a tray on the bottom just for good air circulation. And I'll be right back. I'm going to take this out to the porch. And then we're going to peel some taters. Oh! Okay, you get back there. There's the dehydrator. All right. Wish me luck. Every time I have to traverse out into the porch, there's a step and a board. And so it can be pretty... My floor is just a mess. What are you barking at? Get out of my room if all you're going to do is bark out the window. No, don't you give me any lip. I mean it. You bad. You're bad. It's a good thing I just finished handling the food, because then I can I'm going to wash my hands after I take these out to the porch. I know. You move down the basement and you don't do those stairs. So you got to sleep with Mommy every night. And it's Saturday and he's supposed to be on the couch watching TV and worshiping you. But it is not to be, my darling. A kiss. All right, get out. Thank you. Oh, don't get huffy with me. I'll be right back. I'm going to go put these on, and then I've got to reorganize again. And I emptied my canners of the hot water and filled them with cold because remember, we're putting cold jars into a cold canner. You just came in. You just came in. No, I'm not doing that. Get back up. You are not going back out. You just came in. I'm not playing this game with you, Magoo. Bloody extension cord. I have an extension cord for the porch. Where the hell is my extension cord? I might have one over here. Hang on, folks. I hate when I can't find things that I do because it makes extra work for me. This is not an extension cord. Move, Chris. Huh. Gracie, where's my extension cord? What did you do with it? Where is my extension cord? God help me. Hang on, folks. I hate it when people use things and don't put them back. Where the hell is my extension cord? See the energy I'm wasting hunting for my extension cord? Shut it. Zip it, I said. In God's green earth is... Gracie, please. I'm not kidding. Will you zip it? Oh, found one. It's not the same one, but I found one. I'll be right back. Move. Shut it. Move. Move. Holy, lifting that was a lot of energy. Wasted. Because my porch extension cord is nowhere to be found. Oh, I'm sorry about that, folks. Okay. Time to get to peeling. Again. Whoop, all right. Gotta wet the bottom of the suction cup. Oh. All right, chopper. Well, I just had somebody clean, and then the kids were here. And I know I brought the extension cord in. That's why I was looking around here. I brought it in to use my sewing machine, and it's nowhere now to be found. So, you know, I tell you. Yeah, did I miss anybody coming in? Hey, KB, Alex, hi. All right. You need to come a little bit closer. Like that. And I need me a fresh bag of potatoes. We're officially at the halfway mark. Let's move the chopper. I gotta put lemon in that water. Rip open the bag. KitchenAid stand mixers on sale, $3.49. Ooh. Hi, Minette. Angie Mac. Hi, darling. With attachments. Wow. All right. What am I getting up for? I got my knife. Oh, lemon juice. That's right. Oh. That's potatoes. There is some water on the bottom, but that's them. 14 quarts. And I'm going to do another 14 before I sleep. Did you seal? Yes, you did. Oh, my goodness. Almost forgot the lemon juice. But I wanted to show you the jars. Oof. What? What? Don't start. I'm not kidding. No. Oh, she's. All right, now let me bring the laptop a little closer so I can see the chat better. Hey, Michelle. Hello again. And the phone a little bit closer too. Let's see if I can do that. Can you still see me? Yes, okay. Oh. Is that a good drink of water, Gracie? Is that good? All right. I should be playing the music, Bud the Spud. Oh. From PEI Potatoes. These are New Brunswick or Quebec, one or the other. They have two names on them. Oh. Into the bucket that goes. So what's everybody doing tonight? Besides keeping this old bag company. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I haven't eaten today. Well, no, I had a piece of cheese. But I think I'm going to have Howie's got a couple of burgers. I think I'm going to have some spaghettini cooked with leeks and sour cream, maybe some peppers. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have a simple pasta supper tonight. What fires? Where are the fires? Oh, in Hawaii, yeah. When I say what fires, it's not that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just there's been a lot of fires this year. Oh no, Dwayne. I stopped watching Oprah years ago. The only trauma I have is watching the news. Yeah, well, I avoid it when I can. I actually watch the news now because I've learned how, you know, I've learned to control my Trudeau triggered Tourette's. So, hey, Leanne, Kathy Ponder, Willows. Yeah, exactly. How are you doing, Leanne? Oh. These are nice potatoes. Nice potatoes. They're not farmer's market new potatoes, but these are nice potatoes. My first time chatting on live. Hi, Dawn. I'm doing pork loin tonight. I just purchased your homesteading homemaking guide. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the support. I really, really do. I was just saying that earlier. How do you like it? How do you like the book? It's small. And it's a little clunky being my first attempt, but I think it's a lot of good information in a small package. I really do. Watching me doing laundry. Good. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Zing! Zing, 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 zing. Somebody make me change the channel. Oh, like a butter. They got a nice buttery yellow one. Ooh. I still got the cowgirl, you know. She don't work. Her motor's dead, but we've kept her for parts. I mean, this one, the one I paid $150 for on oops. Beverly, watch where you're putting things. I'm listening, but my arthritic hands are not cooperating today. Well, sweetheart, it's the weather, and did you not just mow the grass yesterday? You know, be careful, darling. You know, I'm learning the hard way that my body's got to last me the rest of my life, right? The younger we are, the less we think of our own mortality, but the older we get, the more we realize we wish we'd taken better care of our bodies when we were young, instead of using them like party animals and hammers. You know what I mean? Hey, Angie! Ah, yellow. Well, don't paint your kitchen yellow, though. You know what yellow does? Yellow makes you hungry. I had a yellow kitchen once, and I gained like 40 pounds that winter, which is unusual for me. But sorry, kind of going into shutdown mode. Another brother-in-law lost his job. Oh my God, Manette. It is. I mean, 10 years ago, people thought we were crazy. But in these last 10 years, a lot of people have honed their preparation skills on home canning and dehydrating and gardening. And if you can't garden, stocking up when deals are good, right? Like I said, someone earlier today said, what's the point of canning potatoes? Well, they were on sale for $1.25 for a 10-pound bag. And we haven't seen potatoes below $2.49 in over a year. And who's to say they're not going to be $8 a bag again this winter, right? So, like I said at the ending in my last OurHalfAcreHomestead live about doing potatoes earlier, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And people are starting to figure that out, right? So, oh, you just missed that. I'm going to cut you in half anyway because you're going to have to get cut in half to go in the chopper. I like yellow, but I chose red since all my other stuff is red. My interior design instructor told me never to paint a room yellow. Yeah. That's why in hospitals you see a lot of pinks and greens. Pinks and greens are relaxing colors. Notice my whole house is green, right? Why? Well, A, Howie wouldn't let me do it pink. Not that I would want to. But my bedroom's soon going to be pink. I wanted a pink room or white room with antique floral wallpaper or whatever, you know. And for those who want to know what Howie thinks about that, Howie moved to the bedroom at the bottom of the stairs so that we both can get good night's sleep to the best of our ability. It's really odd, you know. I used to think that something was wrong with people who had separate bedrooms. But then I found out separate bedrooms saved many a marriage. And 3 family members that 3 family couples that I know of had separate bedrooms. And they're long-standing married couples. Why? Well, somebody snores, or Howie snores, or I get up, you know, I get up twice a night to go to the bathroom. Howie gets up twice a night to go to the bathroom. So when I'm getting up, I'm disturbing him, and when he's getting up, he's disturbing me. And I say things like, ouch, in my sleep, you know, or I roll over and I make noise. You know how he likes to say? He said, when he gets up and moves around in the back, and he doesn't really disturb me, right? But I disturb him. When he gets up and moves around in the night, he's a ninja. Do you know what he calls me? Keith Moon. He said, you're Keith Moon, Bev. So, you know, and he sleeps in the coach all summer, so we've kind of gotten used to having our own space. So his bed and dresser are going downstairs, and all my craft stuff that's in my office is going to take up the other half of that bedroom. And I'm starting to feel like my Aunt Jane. My Aunt Jane. So that, you know, so that I can make my office a less claustrophobic space for me, right? So when you get to the age where you're secure enough in your marriage that you guys can sleep in separate bedrooms, and, you know, that's a good thing. That means you feel safe. You feel safe in your relationship. You feel safe, right? I have to admit, the first time we got separate beds, I felt a little insecure. And then when Howie slept out in the coach for the air conditioning, because I can't use air conditioning, only for short periods of time. But he likes it, he wants it in the bedroom. It's like, not happening. Even though I sleep better in a cool room, the air conditioning makes my legs swell for any length of time. Right? So, I mean, even when we're in the coach, she only runs the air conditioning long enough to get the place cool. And then, you know, it gets shut down and I use a fan. I guess my point is, oh, poor baby. Well, we'll have to cut that off when it's ready. Did I miss an Eric? Where's an Eric? I didn't know we had an Eric. Yeah, right? Like I used to think, oh, you know, it's because they don't get along. No, they get along. They didn't go to separate bedroom because they don't get along. They have separate bedrooms so they do get along, right? And so I'm going to turn that bedroom into my craft room and my bedroom. And I just might paint it pink to go with my salt lamps. So we'll just cut you off there. There we go. Hey Pam, how's it going? everybody's different. When Howie and I first lived together, it was really hard because I was used to sleeping in a double bed by myself, right? And Howie, has anybody ever seen So I Married an Axe Murderer? Hey, Sherry! Has anybody seen the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer? And, oh my God. I can't even remember his name. Isn't that awful? And he's one of my favorite people. But he goes, I'm a human blanket. And Howie, when we first started sleeping together, like when he first moved in, I would wake up freezing because he'd roll up in the blankets. And if I had the blanket, or he'd get chilly or something, and he would flop his entire body over me. And he's an oven. He's a Dutch oven. Mike Myers, thank you. He's a Dutch oven. So I quickly made him his own quilt. Real quick. Why? Because then we had our own blankets. That's where it started. And because I like it cool. He's an oven. I couldn't have him up against me because he'd just make me sweat all night. So, you notice over the years, first it's separate blankets, and then we get a king size bed because we now have 4 dogs later on. And then one night when we went to Toronto for the polar plunge, we had booked 2 beds because we thought mother-in-law was coming with us. But she never answered the phone, and she never got back to us until we were halfway there. And then she said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm making blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay. So, but when we got to the hotel, and we had a beautiful New Year's Eve corner suite, right? And there was it wasn't this little pudgy little Motel 6. It was a nice corner suite. And there was these 2 big, beautiful double beds. And we looked at them, and we looked at each other. And Howie said to me, he said, which one do you want? I said, I want that one. And we were like kids. Poof! And that's when we started thinking about separate beds. And now, separate rooms. The longer our marriage goes, the more we do, it's more important for us to get a good night's sleep than it is to feel secure in your mate's love. If you feel secure in your mate's love, you have no problem saying, if you want to sleep in another room to get a good night's sleep, so be it. That's fine. I'm okay, right? Yeah, I know. Polar plunge is, well, I say the polar plunge is out. Howie says, uh-oh. Howie says, maybe someday. I said, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Not with your heart. Not now. Never again. What are you? I know many grandparents that have separate bedrooms. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna shout out my family members that have or had, God rest their souls, separate bedrooms, but I get it now. Right? And it's a good thing. Because when I do Freaky Friday, Howie doesn't, I do Freaky Friday, and then I go lay in bed, and I have a lamp on, and I read a book for a little bit, and Howie's gone to bed hours before me. And now I'm, I've got loud music playing. He's, loud music playing, and then I'm Keith Moon coming in and out of the bathroom and getting the bed set up. I'm arguing with Gracie about bed space. And then I'm laying there. When I finally get comfortable, I'm reading. And the light keeps him awake. So it's like, you know what? Let's just do what's comfortable. What are we talking about? I love my salt lamps. I love my salt lamps. I have 2 in the living room, 2 in my office, and 1 beside my bed. And I'm looking to get more. I should actually put them on my wish list so I don't forget to get more. Let's push you out a little bit. There we go. Oh. How is Nan doing? Last time I saw her was for her birthday. I have phoned her twice. I was going to invite her up for Thanksgiving, but she didn't answer the phone and she didn't get back to me. So I don't know. I hope she's doing fine. I assume she's doing fine. Her daughter looks after her. She's got 2 daughters who keep on her health and stuff. So I don't know. Last time we saw her, she was pretty frail, right? But she's still doing. She's still kicking. I'm pretty sure she'll outlive a lot of us. Oh, this is getting painful. Are you emptying your office out? Yes. The dressers and the table that the dressers of fabric, the craft tubs, the work table, all of that stuff is going into my room. Howie's just got to take right now he's sleeping on the spare bed. That's downstairs, but he's got to take his bed and dresser downstairs. And I actually thought of moving my office in there. Now let's think about this for a second. I don't need a big bedroom. What if I put my craft room and my office in that big room? No. You know why it wouldn't work? Summertime. That little office is too small and it gets no proper air. No. I was thinking, I'll just move into the office and move my office. So the crafts are going into my bedroom on the other side of my bedroom. And the office is going to get a facelift. It's going to get a facelift. But I mean, my desk is still going to be there. My printers, my boom box, all that stuff's still going to be there. I'm just taking the craft side out because it's actually just being stored in there. Whenever I do crafts, most of the time I'm out here, right? About to get out of bed and make pancakes for breakfast. You should have seen the toast. I couldn't get it through the door. Tweedle, tweedle, tweedle dee. Now that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. Oi, I just want to get 2 more canners on. And then I feel like I can collapse and relax and make myself a medicated cocoa. And maybe crawl into bed with a book. What time is it? It's only 20 after 5. I'm thinking about bed. Ha, Uncle Buck, that's right. What if Howie puts a door where the window is in the office? No, I like that window. It's in my bedroom. Okay, I actually want a new patio door because this one doesn't have a screen. But there's windows in the corner and then there's windows above my bed. I have not yet decided. Yeah, I'm probably going to leave my bed where it is because most of the natural light during the day is on the other side of the room. And I like it dark. I got a potato bum. Do you put chocolate chips on your pancakes while they're hot? No. I just butter. The only thing I will do with pancakes is maybe put in some frozen blueberries once they're poured into the pan. I really don't want to do this. Oh well, there we go. I just cut it in half, right down the crack. Poor thing. I almost felt that. I gotta clean this stuff out. So, I make smoke faces with the chocolate chips for the kids. topped with fresh berries. Mmm. Smile faces. I figured I knew what you mean. Smoke and smile, same thing to me, right? Just saying. All right. Urgh. Oh boy. One more double set of canner loads. And then I'm gonna, I had my shower this morning. I haven't even brushed my hair. It's been in this knot since I got out of the shower. You can buy the sliding screen door for your patio at Lowe's. Home Depot have them too. I don't know if it'll fit that door, but maybe I'll get Howie to look at it. That's a really heavy door. I would actually like a smaller one. I would actually like a smaller one, but we just, you know, it lets in a lot of cold, but that's also the door we use for taking furniture in and out, because we got like a kitchen door and then an angle and then another door. So sometimes getting furniture in and out of this house has to come in through my patio door. But where did I get all those potatoes? Yolana, are you Canadian? No, it's a Quebec store. It's a Quebec store. It's like No Frills, but it's called Maxi. It's Maxi's No Frills French version. It's called Maxi, M-A-X-I. And they were $1.25, 10-pound bag. Look at how beautiful they are. Hi, Muriel. Hi, Muriel. I'm eating soft stuff as I had a big tooth extraction during the week. Oh, honey. Yeah. You may see me wear a mask yet sometime. If they pull my teeth, I'll probably wear a mask from here down until I get dentures. Because, you know, I don't want to be one of them toothless old babes. Oh, although I'm sure Howie wouldn't mind, but... Ooh, careful. I want a water pack French fries someday. Water pack French fries? Why would you mean like, do you mean like store-bought frozen French fries? I'm having a hard time picturing it. Or are you talking about just the shape? What a deal, what a steal. That's right. They limited it to 4. So Howie stopped and got me 4 bags on Thursday and then 4 bags yesterday. And this is bag 4 I'm working on right now. Oh, I don't know if I got another bag in me tonight. I might have to stop at the halfway mark. I don't know. But we'll see. Cut potatoes for fries and then can them up. I know. Had a family member, I'm not going to name names, and I never understood it until I was an adult. But I knew someone who had 5 kids in 5 years and lost all their teeth. And her husband was a plumber, if I remember correctly. And nobody could, you know, it's like, why hasn't she got teeth? Blah, 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 right? And I remember Mom saying to Dad, he doesn't want her to get teeth. And Dad laughed and laughed, and I had no idea what they were talking about. Research make your own dentures. No way. Really? That doesn't, I don't know about that. Not sure I trust myself. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, when I learn something, right? You see, I've always been a good learner. I just didn't learn well the way they taught in school. I learned differently. I learned by doing. Like people say, oh, you make a great teacher. And it's like, no, I just know how I learn. Right? And that's why I'm always so specific when I'm giving instructions. Right? At least I try to be. Sometimes you just get tired by the end of canning season. Who made them? It's a meal replacement full of vitamins and nutrients. Ensure is also full of fat and sugar. Make your own Ensure. Juice. Green juice. Vegetable fruit mix. Apples and carrots. You know, always add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt because it's full of minerals, right? Make your own V8, right? I'm getting to the point where I no longer necessarily trust the stuff in the stores. I know I have to. It's like store-bought potatoes. If these came out of the garden, I might not even have peeled them. But because they came from the store, they've probably been sprayed so that they don't. They will sprout, but they over a long period of time, but they won't sprout like they should sprout because they've been sprayed. So you just gotta go with the flow and do the best you can with what you got. If you can live a 100% organic life and, live like Oprah Winfrey with your 1,000 acres on Maui and an organic farm and you think she digs her own soil? I friggin' doubt it. Oh. So, I mean, if you can afford that, I've often talked about it. I've said to Howie, if we won the Mega Millions, which here is like $50 million, right? Gross oil and unhealthy ingredients. Thank you. Be careful saying, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, well, I don't really care either here nor there for the woman. I stopped watching her when she interviewed this family who were on their way to or from a wedding reception in a limousine, and they got hit by a drunk driver, and one of the children was decapitated because she was laying down on the seat with her seatbelt on. And the only thing, mom was able to get out of the limo, and she's sitting on the side of the road, and she's got her daughter's head in her hands. And her husband's going through the limo. He's got the one girl, and she's saying, and he's going, where's so-and-so? And she's saying, she's dead, honey. And he goes, no. She's not dead. You'd be amazed what they can do. Blah, blah, blah. She said, no, honey, she's dead. Because she was sitting on the side of the road with her daughter's head in her hands. Now, I saw this interview on that talk show. And that interviewer had to point out, because the woman was talking about it in a very kind of monotone, like she was explaining it, she was really calm. It was almost like she was being poked for an emotional reaction because she kept saying, so let me just see this. Your husband's looking for your other daughter and you're telling him he's dead because you're sitting on the side of the road with her head in your hands. And she said 3 times in 10 minutes, with your daughter's head in your hands. At that point, I probably would have got up and punched her. Because she's trying to trigger an emotional reaction to somebody who's already been very traumatized. For ratings. And that's when I stopped watching. I stopped watching Dr. Phil when he stopped being Mr. Common Sense and started being a bully. Right? I love Dr. Phil until he started, saying things that, he wouldn't before. But it's all for ratings and stuff, right? All that land should be used for agricultural. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, there's people who have lost their homes, right? And, you know, I mean, all I've heard about that was nobody's cell phones were working, that the fires felt targeted somehow. And where was the relief? Except people getting up who have billions of dollars saying, if you want to help, send it here. And where it was going to was for other people in Maui who had property like theirs. You know, in case it wasn't going to the people of Maui. So he lost 40 pounds in 3 months. Basically, they starved him. What stuff? Oh, and sure. Oh, I hope we're not talking about that. Well, I mean, in the 70s, Sherry, the ingredients were more healthy. Pharmaceuticals are basically herbal medication, okay, that had been made cheaper, faster, in larger quantities with chemical ingredients. Okay, that's your basic pharmaceutical industry today. And, you know, it's being attacked here in Canada. They're adding extra taxes on things, things that have already been proven and looked after. They want them to do all this extra stuff and pay extra fees. And they're putting, you know, homeopathic stores and, you know, stores of organic and herbs and all those things and vitamins and stuff. They're putting them out of business because they can't make enough money, because it's already an expensive business, but they can't make enough money to recoup all the extra taxes and fees that the government of Canada wants to put them through. Yeah, you can say that, Jennifer, but I can't. Right? So I started a jar of fire starter. I thought about that. I think I might do that when, but it's already, you know, my fire cider is called Garden Medley Vegetables because there are eight minerals and vitamins in my Garden Medley Vegetables. And guess what? Most of the tomatoes came, 75% of the tomatoes came out of my garden. All right, 2/3 came out of my garden. The celery was organic out of my garden. The onions, or the leeks, organic out of my garden, right? Tomatoes, leeks, zucchini, and celery, all organically grown, right? You tell me that's not antibiotics in a jar, if you ask me. What are you huffing about over there? Are you sleep talking again, Gracie? She talks in her sleep, eh? Oh, shoot. There we go. There, a little bit more. There we go. I have a BA in Hawaiian Language and Studies. I am a cultural practitioner, hula dancer, and Hawaiian song composer, poet, ukulele player, and singer. It was all part of the curriculum. There you go. Well, it's not that it went to the celebrities of Maui who were affected, right? It's like, you know what? And they seeded it with their own money, $5 million each. But seriously, if you think about this, some of those people, or that person, one particular person, could have rebuilt almost all the homes lost in Maui. She could have rebuilt them and got it as a tax write-off. humanitarian tax write-off, right? But oh no. Just sell me your land and, you know, we'll all be good. It'll all be good. So, yes, honey and garlic works really well. So does honey, ginger, and lemon. Have you not seen my video on Our Half Acre Homestead? Honey, lemon, ginger. Heat the honey up, fill the jar with lemon and ginger, and then start putting honey in it until you can't put any more honey in it. You can ferment it if you want, but that's, you know, use it in tea, use it in whatever you want over the winter. They can't rebuild them because 3 months before the fire rezoning happened. What is fire rezoning? What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, the zoning laws for building changed? Gee, isn't that a surprise? 3 months before the fires. I'd like to I have one jar of our homestead honey left. And I am saving that. I am saving that. Yeah, exactly. Of course. What's a tax write-off to a woman who has everything? Who could buy anything she wants? Well, she's going to find out that you can't buy people so easily. I mean, I'm going to stop talking about this, guys. Okay? Hey, Grandpa Paul! How's it going? Yeah, the lemon, ginger, and honey. And it's really, really good. Like, you get the honey hot. And you peel the ginger and you put it in coins, and you put slices of lemon, right? You can take the peel off if you want, but you don't have to. And then you fill it, and then you pour. You make sure there's room for honey, and as you go, you fill it with hot honey, right? Not hot honey, right? But you let it kind of ferment on its own, right? I just put it in the fridge. And it starts the juice from the ginger, the juice from the lemon starts to liquefy the honey, and you can actually pour it into a cup of tea. You know? Exactly. I bet, Manette. I bet. Because of the rezoning. Oh, that's why they're having insurance issues. Because the insurance company wants them to rebuild. If they can't rebuild because... Okay. I can no longer speak safely about this topic on the internet. I just can't. Right? So we're just going to have to change the subject. But you know, if we do get a tin roof, I'm making it blue. I'm almost done not my last, but I got one more 10-pound bag of potatoes to do, and then I'm canning. So I'm actually slowing down because I'm visiting. Things that make you go, The next event will be is keep encouraging people to prepare and move to the country if they can, while you still can. They're making it so impossible. Like, the reason we live where we do is because, I mean, Howie drives an hour to work every day. And the reason we live where we do is because we got this little, just under a half-acre slab. And this house, which didn't have that addition, which didn't have the finished basement, it was basically a carport down there under our bedroom. The addition that was our bedroom was falling off. We got this house for $33,000 because It was basically light a match and call it a game. But it was all we could afford at the time. And you've seen, well, I don't know, I didn't start videoing like when Howie was working on the basement. But I found the pictures. When I was cleaning out my closet, I found the scrapbook I was making on this house. And as soon as I have time to finish that scrapbook, I will do a page turning video on it because I didn't get a lot of video. But I'll tell you something, Howie's rebuilt this house from the ground up, from the foundation to the roof and the addition. My husband, he's built the deck, he built that porch. This house was not what we bought. The problem for that's the thing, Lacey, is if you're paying property taxes, your property's not really yours. The government just laughs when you say, oh, you pay your taxes because it's yours, right? You pay your taxes so that your roads get plowed, your garbage gets picked up, but the government looks at it like rent, that you're paying rent. They can come in anywhere, anytime, and say, we want your land and we're only going to give you this much money. There was a place, was it Pontypool? They were going to put an airport. And, they made these farmers all leave their land, and they only gave them so much money, what they figured the properties were worth at the time. Oh, okay, you need to be cleaned. I'm sorry, I forgot to clean you. And the airport never got built. They just wanted the land. So, I honestly think that the people that we hire at election time every 4 years forget who's paying their salary. Exactly, Manette. Hi, Andrew. What are you doing up? Oh, this place. You know what? This is the longest place that Howie and I have ever lived in our lives, either one of us. I lived in Toronto till I was 12 and absolutely till I was 19. We lived in Colburn. We rented for 2 years. We bought in 95 and we moved. So even the house we bought, we only lived in 6-7 years. We've lived in this house since 2007. So what's that? 2007, 2010 is 3 years, add 23 years. No. I don't know how long this, my brain's frying. I've just peeled one too many potatoes today. Exactly, that's what they want, KB Canner, right? And you know what? They will work. Like electric cars, they'll be good. Electric cars and hybrid cars make sense in the city, right? If you see, I think hybrid vehicles are cool if I could afford one, because you can rely on the electric while you're in the city, causing less emissions. But when you want to go out to the country, you've got gasoline powered backup, right? And as you're driving, you're charging your batteries if you're driving on the gasoline engine. So that makes sense to me. But building a whole new thing on an infrastructure that doesn't exist and forcing people to do it, it's against our rights. Right? I know, Manette. So we've been in here 2007. So in 2027, it'll be 30 years minus, we've been here 24 years. Yeah, we've been in this house 24 years. It can't be. No. Somebody do the math for me. Oh yeah, I get it. But I can't talk about it, right? I can't talk about it because this channel helps pay the bills. And I cannot risk, like, when Brother John got rid of his YouTube channel, we all mourned. But he had his reasons, and I understand those reasons. And I support those reasons. I, however, had already developed an income that we began to rely on. So we've got one debt paid off. Paid it off 2 weeks ago. And I'm starting on the next one. And as soon as we don't need my money as much, I will be able to start to do things more my way. Rumble doesn't work for me right now because I'm not getting paid. I don't have, 100,000 subscribers on Rumble. I don't. Right? And that's the ones that pay. Right? But when I found out last week that, because last year I made good money last year. I'm not going to lie, because I was getting bonuses from 4 jars. I was selling 4 jars. I was not selling them, but, promoting them. And I still promote them because they're my favorite lids. But I was getting bonuses. I had a year contract, like I was getting bonuses and stuff for doing extra things. And I was doing, my new channel. This channel started to earn a little bit of money. It's still earning a little bit of money. But from last year to this year, my income's dropped to 1/3 of what it was. I've lost my bonus structure, right? I've lost my bonus structure from 4 jars. I'm not, it's just, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I understand this. And I understand they've changed the way people see videos. Could be, I don't know whatever it is, but they're constantly changing the algorithms, right? And so my income is now 1/3 of what it was this time last year. But one of the reasons is because YouTube, remember I always say they take 30% of my income? They don't. They take 45 now. So I only make 55% of what I actually earn. And then I pay taxes on it. $820 a month I'm paying taxes on, starting this month. So, am I a content creator? Am I an independent content creator? Absolutely not. I'm a poorly paid employee of YouTube. I'm supposed to be self-employed, but I'm actually just a poorly paid. We're in 19th century work. It's like YouTube is like the cotton mills before. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but we work. Anybody who's successful on YouTube will tell you 7 days a week. Even if we're not in front of you one day, doesn't mean we're not working in the background. And it's basic slave labor, right? Unless you're willing to, it's kind of like, now let's talk about Purdue and chickens. Unless I'm willing to upgrade my basement and get an elevator and upgrade my basement to a studio kitchen with all the trimmings, then I'm not one of those popular YouTubers. They want YouTube channels to be more like television channels and stuff, like network stuff. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. So because of my choosing to do things honestly and transparently and openly with my subscriber base, my family, my internet and YouTube family, I don't make as much because I'm not as popular. Right? I'm not a studio. I'm not an actress. I'm not, I'm not necessarily, the money helps. The money's a big deal, right? I have to buy a new computer and I'm buying a rebuilt one, right? But the thing is I'm not going to change who I am to sell myself to people who don't give a crap about me. I'd rather be with you folks. Right? I'd rather be here with you, wishing we could talk about the things that really matter without getting strict or getting, warned and struck. I've already had a warning on this channel from the convoy. This is the best Rent-A-Buddy system I've seen yet. I need to figure out how to get on Patreon, maybe, or Rumble. Rumble's free. Patreon is not free. It's $5 a month US. And Mondays and Wednesday afternoons, I come on and we have an unlisted live stream. The rules are what you see here, what you hear here, let it stay here when you leave here, when it's an unlisted live stream. And Freaky Fridays get deleted right after. And they're catching on real quick. So I still have yet to figure out how to use the third-party software so I can live stream on Rumble. But until then, I have to be, even on an unlisted stream, I have to be careful about what I say because it's heavily censored. It's censored worse than YouTube or worse than Facebook. So, thank you, Kathy. Well, thank you, Grandpa. This is the best. Yeah. So, if you think about it, like I have asked people to stop tipping me on YouTube. I've asked that. Please don't tip me on YouTube. Because they take 45% of that. So if you give me $10 in a tip, YouTube takes $4.50 of it. And then I have to pay tax on the rest. So Patreon is a place where it's a smaller crowd. We hang out like this, but we can talk about things with a little bit more, a little bit more wiggle room. And it's us, right? But it's $5 a month US, $7.50 a month Canadian. And if you buy for the year, I think you get 5% off if you pay for the year. Now, Patreon only takes 5%. They take 8% from me because I have the more developed the platform, like I have, things I can do on the $8 level or the 8% level that I can on the 5. So I'm at 8%. They take 8% of everything I earn. It's a sight lot better than 45%, isn't it? And you get more for your money because we're hanging out together and, 3 times a week, right? Unless I'm really sick or something, right? So it's its own, it's the same community. It's just a little more in depth, right? We talk about things that matter. Sometimes if it gets too personal or too private on Monday or Wednesday, I will delete that video, right? Them's the breaks. And I always delete Freaky Friday because I don't want to get my channels in trouble, right? But for the most part, Mondays and Wednesdays live streams are left up for the people who aren't home at 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time in the afternoon. And they want to watch it later with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee when they get home from work, right? Now listen, folks, I'm going to let you go. I've just finished potato bag number 4. I keep wanting to say 3 because I have one more to do to fill the canners. But it's potato bag number 4 because I'm dehydrating a bunch too. Listen, I will see you guys tomorrow at about 4 o'clock. Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday already. Every day, I have to look at my calendar each day. I mean, I had a hell of a time this week because Howie had Monday off because it was Thanksgiving. And he was off Tuesday because he was sick. And so on Wednesday, I kept thinking it was Monday, right? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And if you know nothing else, know that just because I'm here and you can see me, I can't see you. My heart sees you all the time. My heart sees you. And that's what counts. And remember, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Whether it's a snowstorm or a lockdown, we should always be prepared. And not just with food. I love you. Take care. God bless. Oh my God, I can't reach the phone. Oh, it's tipping. It's tipping. I love you.